about me, I'm not wet my way and go. Yeah.
The NFL playoffs are on EA Sports, and we've got a packed house here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. Who will punch the fourth and final ticket to the conference championship round? We'll know soon enough as we are underway here on a January afternoon. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run. It's Kenneth Walker. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. But just 2 plays in, and Charles already their first sack defensively.
Yeah, how about that? That didn't take long, did it? And now they look at 3rd down, and that's another time to try and go and get the quarterback too.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. To Valdez-Scantling over the middle from his free safety spot. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. The Seahawks will call on Michael Dixon on 4th down to punt this one away. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be Falcon football. Play fake, and they'll throw with Penix. They'll roll him out right. That's brought in downfield by London. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That goes for a gain of 31.
It's early, but announcer cliche alert here. Big players make big plays. Should I say in big games too? Ah, what the heck. And this defense, they're going to have to find some way to slow him down as this game goes on, because when this combination is going good, they can tear your secondary apart.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. They'll run again here with Robinson. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Well, here's a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll look to throw it off play action. Checks this one down to Robinson. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. They get 14 yards, but not enough for the 1st down due to the previous penalty.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? forced a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that. Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, to have that dagger play, to have that play and just finish them off right now, because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Looking to throw, Penix. Sets up the screen to Robinson. Down the left sideline. And did he get in? No. Down at the 1-yard line. That one good for 37 yards.
That's why you call a screen. You want to catch a defense over-committing. Plenty of space available, and that matched up perfectly. What a convoy he got downfield to pick up big yardage on that.
And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Bijan Robinson taking it in from a yard out. And the Falcons are on the board first here in this division round matchup. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they'll get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on. And I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. This is taken at the 18. And he'll be out right at the 35. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They'll go play action here with Penix out to his left. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit when we decided not to throw it on 1st down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the 1st down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. Back to Robinson now on 1st down. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. A gain of just 1. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. From the 48-yard line, here's a 2nd down and 9. They'll throw with Penix. Looking right side, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Reek Woolen. And the Seahawks will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really, on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that will bring up second down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Straight ahead, Walker. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave them with a third and about 3 to go. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
That'll be caught by Cobb. And he is going to have a Seahawks first. I do believe, yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3. I think everyone in the stadium saw that big hit coming.
And I, as a former defensive back, have to admit I'm a little disappointed. He actually was able to hold on to the ball. He brought the lumber on that play. Give my man a whole lot of credit for taking the hit and possessing the football.
And picking up the first down. Now it's Darnold. Over the middle, finding Smith and Jigba. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Now Darnold. Throw out wide to Walker. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 25-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
And when you get into the divisional round of the playoffs, this is where having the ability to run the football is such an advantage. The defenses, they're generally going to be tougher the further you go along. So if you can get something established up front, it's going to give you a great chance to move on.
No gain on the screen there. It's second down. Back to throw, Darnold. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Multiple players getting home for the 1-yard sack. The Seahawks on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Darnold. That's complete right around the 8. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down.
Well, they've certainly not shied away from throwing the footballs. They've leaned on their quarterback to start this game. 4 straight passes right out of the gate, with that last one earning them a new set of downs.
Charbonnet. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. To throw is Darnold. Rolling to his right. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. The defense looked geared up to stop the run, but obviously, Charles, they were ready for the pass, too.
Yeah, they were hoping they could catch everyone crashing and playing the run, but that was a very ill-advised throw right there. The opportunity, lost.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. But the good news for them, they got the football. The bad news, they have to go 99 yards here as they start this drive out on their own 1-yard line. That one deep for London. And the defense loses him. It's complete. Now inside the 25. Drake London. Touchdown, Falcons. Drake London taking it goal line to goal line. 100 yards. And the Falcons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Koo now for the point after. And it's good to make it 14-0. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. Here's Walker to start the drive. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Left side, he finds Smith and Jigba. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7. So 3rd down, and the Falcons going with a dime. 6 defensive backs. Here's Darnold. And that is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play out.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. This is brought in at the 21. And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the 2nd quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the 1st half. Now Penix. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
And looking to throw, Penix. He'll get this into the hands of the rookie from Texas. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. Penix to the air once more. Forced out to his left. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. That's it for the 1st half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
And that's a great run, and this is where you've got a running back who feels like he needs to take over this football game. You're in the second half, you've got the lead. You're looking at moving on to the conference championship, and he's got to be saying, just keep giving me the ball, and I'll get us home.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting one more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
On 3rd down, Penix from the gun. Short throw caught by Pitts. And he is going to have a Falcons first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
A play fake. Now Penix. Dumps this one off to Algier. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
That's a pretty play there coming out of the backfield. But as that back, you've got to be conscious of making sure you're securing the football. When you get out in open field, sometimes you get a little loose with it as you're trying to get up ahead of steam. Make sure you keep it close to your body because those defenders are trying to punch it free. He does a nice job there protecting the ball and picking up a first down.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
To the air, Penix. That one deep for London. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
And that's one of the few things that has not gone right for this offense so far. They've had their share of big plays. That was nearly another. But somehow, he just couldn't squeeze it.
Here's Penix. Flushed out right. And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Rolling to his left. This is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Kyle Pitts, 26 yards. And the Falcons continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. coup for the extra point. And the lead is now 24. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
From the 31, here's a second down and 6. Darnold now to throw. He completes this to Walker. So that'll be no better than an incompletion. And now third down and 6 to go. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. From the gun on third down, here's Darnold. And that is incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Call that a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And they will take over first and 10. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
On second down, another shot for Robinson. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 41 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. Back to throw now on first down. That one deep for London. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Second and 10 here as we sit in the third quarter of this divisional round matchup. Robinson up the middle. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. The Falcons on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. Here it's 3rd and 2. Robinson will try to pick it up. And Robinson will not get there. Great defense at the point of attack. Going to stop him short of the first. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that, right?
Yeah, he said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Here's Darnold. This is Fant on the short completion. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's second down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Arnold Ebiketie. Linebacker dropping him for a loss of 6. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Smith and Jigba with a grab. And he takes a shot at the end of that play. They're giving those short little routes. Tackled him in bounds, too. They're just not wanting to get beat over the top.
Yeah, and if you can't really get downfield, take the short routes. But now you've got to have guys who can actually break tackles and increase those gains.
Escaping the pressure right. And this is going to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have the first down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Up the middle, here's Walker. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. Now a timeout coming in here defensively as they stop it before the 2-minute warning with 2:09 to go in the game. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And his throw here's incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. So after the 4th down conversion, now 1st and 10 inside the 25. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there, 2nd down.
Well, so far, this game has gone the way the defensive coordinator had hoped. They've dictated things. They've not let him run the ball very well at all. They gave up a nice game there. I doubt it'll back off their confidence. They've played so well throughout this entire game.
And he'll get about 6 here before he is taken down rather rudely and abruptly. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
That is caught. And the Seahawks are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Felt compelled to go for it there on fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a fourth down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. Buying time to his left. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Seahawks go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points.
They'll look to throw. And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion no good. And this one incomplete. So the clock stopped now with 20 seconds remaining. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them. They are certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one, and oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the fourth quarter.
As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. And they're moving on to the conference championship. How about this?
What a tremendous feeling to get to the game